6 best principles for engaging immigrant communities into the financial management of the church. Imagine moving to a new country and visiting your local church for the first time. Enthusiastic members warmly welcome you. They are keen to learn about your life, interests, and gifts. After listening to you, they invite you to participate in the church's ministries, operations, or community building activities. A church like this engages immigrants and everyone else in a way that enlivens and brings out the best in people, including how it manages finances. In this light, consider these 6 principles. Start by articulating a culture of encounter that strives for unity in diversity. Pope Francis urged us to create a culture of encounter with immigrants, but this requires a clear, thoughtful vision. With uniformity, acceptance is conditional and requires that immigrant communities relinquish their God-given blessings of language and culture. Unity in diversity, on the other hand, mirrors the perfect love and union found in the 3 distinct persons of the Trinity. It celebrates the reciprocal sharing of similarities and differences in culture and spirituality. By approaching the relationships between different communities with reverence, we benefit and uplift everyone, and more closely reflect God's Trinitarian nature and unconditional love for all humanity. This requires intentionality from participants and especially leaders to be trustworthy missionary disciples, building bridges to foster unity among the diverse communities that constitute the body of Christ. Embrace newcomers with hospitality and enthusiasm. With your clear vision for unity and diversity that inspires missionary discipleship, seek out and welcome new church members with boundless enthusiasm, striving to build up the body of Christ. A culture of encounter shows flexibility and delight that embraces newcomers as they are, not as weary burdens, but as gifts. It recognizes they have something of God in them that is a blessing to the community. This joyful approach revitalizes and reinvigorates the church community with new people, energy, and life. Move to creating a culture of belonging and ownership. After taking this first step, let's take a look at the next ones in the multi-step process that the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops describe in their book, Building Intercultural Competence for Ministers. During this process, immigrant communities move first from feeling welcomed to feeling like they belong. This may be experienced visually through cultural and linguistic diversity, seen in church icons, statutes, music, and multilingual websites and signage. The next and final steps in this process lead to immigrants being co-responsible for the life of the church. This movement is supported by genuine representation, not tokenism. Immigrants should be represented in staff, parish and finance councils, and other visible roles that serve and lead the church. This multi-step movement may take years and directly correlates to people's contributions of time and finances. The more people feel like they belong and have a voice that matters, the more engaged and generous they will be. Be inclusive with church finances and decision-making processes. If church members are unaware of the church's financial situation and decision-making, how can they contribute positively to its financial and overall well-being? It is vital to make sure immigrant communities have opportunities to serve as active participants in the decision-making bodies responsible for addressing the church's financial health and internal processes, ensuring they are informed about financial realities and having a meaningful voice in managing and addressing the challenges the church faces. Transparent and regular communication from the decision-making bodies to the entire community will foster understanding and build trust. Plan with, not for. It's of utmost importance to understand the distinction between what the U.S. bishops describe in their book as planning for and planning with. When a church plans for others, immigrant communities are typically excluded from the decision-making process. Conversely, planning with values wide-ranging input by listening to the immigrant community leaders from the beginning and suspending assumptions about what an immigrant community needs. To get broad community sentiment, you may need listening sessions, surveys, WhatsApp groups, and other tools to gather input, including communication systems that are already familiar to your immigrant members and that might work differently from your usual methods. This collaborative approach ensures that the financial needs and plans of the church are discussed and developed together. Practice subsidiarity. Subsidiarity, a principle of Catholic social teaching, posits that decisions should be made by the people closest to the situation whenever appropriate. Church leaders should dialogue with immigrant communities to determine how they wish to organize themselves and learn or contribute to the financial management of the church. For instance, immigrant communities with members skilled in construction or lawn care might offer these services as a donation. Others might organize festivals, food sales, or raffles to raise funds. Communities with immigrants who are professionals may serve on the Finance Council and contribute to the church through increased offerings and planned gifts. Practicing subsidiarity shows that communities understand their needs and talents best and feel empowered to decide how they want to use them. Church life with properly engaged immigrant communities is vibrant, mutually uplifting, and joy and faith-filled. Growing in intercultural competencies will assist everyone to make this happen. To learn more, the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops' Cultural Diversity in the Church Committee has great resources on intercultural competency that you can find here.